At some point, everyone needs a little bit of help dealing with the loss of a loved one. At the end of this video today, I've got a special offer for those of you who might be struggling with this right now. First of all, an acknowledgement. Nobody gets out of this alive. I hope that's not earth-shattering news to you. Like, you already knew this, right? And not to make light of the passing of anyone, I think it's important to remember that death is part of life. And when we lose a loved one, it's not if, by the way. It's not if we lose a loved one. It's when. I have a good friend who's a mortician. And he told me, he said, Dr. Paul, talking about death won't kill you. I'm glad to know that, because it's a reality that we all have to face. The reason we feel pain at the loss of a loved one is because of that second to the last word, loved. They are loved. The only way to take the sorrow out of death is to take the love out of life. So, how are you supposed to feel when you lose a loved one? Well, you're supposed to feel the way you feel. Yeah, there's a lot of sorrow because of the love. And notice that you don't feel that same thing when someone you don't love passes. It's not even a loss for you. And not to sound cold or harsh, but it's that commitment that changes how you feel. So you're never wrong about how you feel. And I think the most important first tip that I have for you today is to allow yourself to feel whatever you're going to feel. You are a human being. This is how humans react to these kinds of circumstances. In fact, I share this with a lot of my coaching clients when I say, you're not as crazy as you feel. Now that's good news, right? Because sometimes when these things happen, it makes us feel a little crazy or abnormal, especially for a period of time as we're adjusting to a new normal. You're never wrong about how you feel. Give yourself the time to feel whatever you need to feel. And sometimes it's a good idea to take a little time off to do that too, from your regular routine of school or work or whatever it is that you're doing, so that you can allow yourself to experience those emotions. I have a colleague who set up his entire practice on 2 words. Feelings change. And they do. So you're not always going to feel what you're currently feeling. That's going to change over time. Give yourself the time and the opportunity and the space to feel whatever you need to feel right now. I mentioned taking some time. Here's another important purpose for that time. Reflecting and connecting. Just remember, reflect and connect. Reflecting and connecting has to do with why you're feeling the grief at the loss of a loved one in the first place. You had a relationship with this person. That's important to reflect on. I remember my dad saying when I was younger, he said, funerals are for the living. That sounded so weird to me at the time, but you know what? He is absolutely right. Funerals are for the living, to reflect on a life that was important to us, that meant something to us, and to connect with other people who were also influenced by that life. That's the whole purpose of a funeral. I know there's a lot of people who want to avoid the funerals. It's like, maybe if I don't go, then this didn't really happen. I would strongly encourage you to connect and to reflect. The funeral might be the perfect opportunity for you to do that. And even though that stirs up feelings inside of you to consider that, it's okay. It's okay to feel whatever you're going to feel. That's just a reflection of the love, the relationship that you had. So feel whatever you're going to feel, and then take the time to reflect and connect. Sometimes people tell us, well, when you get back to normal. Oh, really? Depending on how close this person was to you in the first place, you may never get back to normal. I mean normal the way it was before. But here's the hope. You get to create a new normal. Let's abandon the whole idea of you're going to get used to this, you're going to get over it. That's not helpful. And don't tell people that when they've lost a loved one. Oh, you'll get over it. Really, how offensive is that? Instead of getting over it, let's think about adapting to it. Creating a new normal. Putting this somewhere in your life where it can be, it can live on without the person who is now gone. Creating a new normal. What's that going to look like? And I'm a strong enough believer in our creative ability as human beings to believe this. Your life could very possibly improve based on how you create that new normal. And I mean improve from how it was even before. That might be a little hard to swallow when you're in the throes of the grief or the adjustment or the pain. I have seen it happen so many times that I'm convinced that that is absolutely possible. So keep it in your mind somewhere. We're creating a new normal. We're not going to get over this. We're going to adapt to it. We're going to find a place for it. And you don't have to do this alone. That's why it's important to reflect and connect. I'm also talking at an even higher level. There are counselors, there are therapists, there are coaches who are specifically trained and prepared to assist you through this difficult time. Get some coaching. If you're not sure where to turn, we've got resources for you right here. In fact, go to liveonpurpose.coach. This is where the coaches that I have personally trained and certified could potentially help you through a difficult time. And whether it's through the resources that I'm providing or not, I hope that you can reach out to your community, to your church, to professionals, to neighbors and family, anyone who can assist you to get through this. You don't have to do this alone. And this is one of those experiences that we all get to have. Unless you pass before your loved ones, you're going to lose some. That's part of the deal. But together we can get through this. I mentioned near the end of that video that liveonpurpose.coach can be a resource for you for this and for other life challenges that might come up. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you have, would you please share it with someone that you know could use the information? I'll be back tomorrow.